Hello friends, my name is Molly. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. And today I wanted to talk about handstands. I've been practicing handstands for about 2 years now, and it's been a journey. In this video, I wanted to share some tips on handstands that are definitely going to be elevating your practice. They definitely elevated mine. There's a lot of YouTube videos and tips out there already on the specific mechanics of handstands, but in this video, I wanted to share tips that I think aren't talked about as much, and the tips that helped me tremendously with my handstand progress. Hopefully you can use these tips and take your handstands to the next level. Let's get right into it. I'm already warming up my wrists. That would be one of the tips, but you know that, okay? That's the typical tip. Anyway, we're starting with the first tip, and it's work on your weaknesses. What really helped me, and I think is very important to concentrate on, is two aspects: strength and flexibility, because they are both very needed in a handstand. And if you don't have the strength or you don't have the flexibility, handstand will not be quality handstand. Handstand will not be the one that you can really enjoy or be safe in. If you like your hamstring, quads, and hips flexibility, it will show in your handstand. You will not enjoy it. You will not be a quality handstand. You might hang in there because you have the strength, and I know a lot of people have the strength. But the flexibility is something that holds a lot of people back, and I see that with a lot of guys because they generally work on their strength, and strength is not a problem. I think it's very important to practice those areas of weaknesses because it teaches you sort of that humility in understanding of quality handstand, because a handstand itself, being in a handstand, is sort of a dessert. It's a reward. But what is the main meal is the practice, is the preparation for it, is working on your flexibility and your strength. Reflect on to where you are maybe stuck. Maybe you don't have the core strength, maybe you don't have the wrist strength and the finger strength, the shoulder strength, just like I didn't. As well as the flexibility. Maybe you don't have the wrist flexibility, maybe you don't have the hamstrings, the hips flexibility that you need to have a quality handstand and to be able to really connect with your body there and not just muscle it through. I'm not saying don't do your handstands even if you have your weaknesses. Trust me, that was the only thing that was fun about sometimes practicing, to do the handstands itself, even if it wasn't perfect. But just accent onto those areas of improvement. Trust me, once you accent and really put in work in your weaknesses, this is where your handstands will progress. Because just pushing with the skills that you already have is not going to make it a balanced skill. Have your meal first, do the main work, and your dessert is the handstands. Sometimes it's not exactly the accent of your practice, especially in the beginning. The next tip would be handstand class, or doing in-person class with a handstand teacher. It is obviously so helpful because a teacher is going to be there to see your form, to be able to adjust your body, that it's very individual to you. You can watch many videos, you can watch many tips like I did too, but everyone's body is going to be different, everyone's posture is going to be different. And yes, I filmed myself a lot to help me understand my handstands, which did help a lot. But it's not the same thing as a teacher seeing you and adjusting you, because you are not always able to comprehend all of the aspects that need to be adjusted. So there's definitely lots of benefits to seeing an in-person teacher. However, I think it's also worth mentioning that the timing that you go to a teacher is also important. I've been practicing for handstands for 2 years, and this month it was the first time I did an in-person handstand class. And the reason why it was so helpful for my progress and for me to take my practice to the next level was because I came prepared. I've been practicing for 2 years. I was developing my strength, I was developing my flexibility, and I've been getting familiar with the concept of handstands and making my practice consistent. So when I came to a handstand teacher, she could work with something, and I could also understand what she is talking about and what kind of tips she is giving me on a deeper level, because I could understand them through my body, because I had that experience of engaging my muscles certain ways. The timing, I think, is important. You can start your whole handstand journey with a teacher, which I saw a lot of people do, that specific teacher as well. But I think it's also not horrible to have more, you did more of your homework, so you bring something for them to work with. I recently went to Taiwan and I practiced there with an amazing teacher that I found on Instagram. Her name is Peng Peng, and she's an amazing teacher. We did an in-person class. She adjusted me. She gave me great tips. I shared my practice with her, like how I usually practice, and she adjusted also the ways that I practice, that I could do the drills and develop more of strength because I'm still not strong enough. And also I went to her group class, which was also very helpful to see in a group setting, and also I could observe different people coming from all kinds of backgrounds. So this was also very interesting. Her husband also practices handstands, and they're a super cool power couple. We went out later to explore some night markets, so that was really fun to hang out with a local cool people, but that's just a little bit. So if you feel maybe stuck in your handstand practice and you've been practicing for a while, this is a great option to look into. And the last tip that I think is very underrated, and the tip I think that helps me the most in my practice and got me to where I am, and it is enjoying the journey and focusing on the journey. I know it might sound very cliche. It is so important. Handstand is like cake. A lot of people just want to eat cake, but I feel like that's not the best part about eating the cake. Eating the cake is not just swallowing it and just, okay, you ate it. Do you even remember how you ate it? What it tasted like? Every layer, every aspect, the first bites that are the best ones, the first little balances, feeling your strength accumulating in your body with time, seeing the first veins showing on your forearms, being able to breathe in a handstand, first breaths or an actual posture itself. Those are the most rewarding moments, and this is what I think is the handstand practice is about, because a lot of us just focus on that goal of getting the handstand, and it's amazing. I feel like that's what motivates a lot of us to practice for handstand. However, it's so important to experience this journey of getting there, little wins and little adjustments, rather than constantly be dissatisfied with the fact that you can't get there, or just push yourself to get there and, you know, worst case scenario, getting an injury. Because you focus on all of those little details, because you focus on the experience of the handstands itself rather than the goal, this is what really connects you to the handstands and gets you ironically there faster. You will be able to do handstands one day. If you really enjoy the practice, there's no question about it. But the most important part is to enjoy the practice, because this is the most precious thing that you get to experience. Your body really gaining the strength and adjusting to what you want it to adjust to. And I think this is a very powerful experience that is so precious, and you can easily take it for granted. I know there's a lot of Instagram posts on how amazing everyone's handstands are, and we rarely see sort of in the middle or like beginnings of the process, unless it's like before and after. And a lot of the photos are just that moment. And when we focus on that part of performative handstand, of course, it's way easier to just not be satisfied with your practice. I think we finally are starting to talk about handstands on this channel. I feel like I'm ready to, you know, to bring it here. It's been a huge passion of mine. However, I felt like a little bit underqualified to talk about it, but I feel like right now I'm in a space where I can do that. So there's going to be more videos about the handstands. Let me know what you think of this one and what else you would like to discuss on this channel regarding handstands or anything else. Yes, I'm very excited to talk to you in the comments. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what your tips that you don't usually see you would give to your fellow practitioner, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.